Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's an exciting time, it's an exciting moment. And first of all, we are seeing BTC pumping and people are getting excited. Why getting excited when BTC is pumping? That Fed rates were expected at 75 basis point. What's all the excitement all about? Okay, that's the first thing. What's the excitement all about? We are seeing first of all, it's been overbought within the 1 hour time frame, where we are seeing the level at 78 is now the highest level it's been within the 1 hour time frame. That means that Bitcoin has been overbought within the 1 hour time frame at the relative strength index of 78. Second of all, what I was talking about earlier, look at what the equities are doing. S&P 500 is pumping at 2.25%, Nasdaq at 3.92%, and Dow Jones at 1.14%. Apple is pumping at 2.72%. Tesla is pumping even aggressively higher than it was at 6.06% to 6.1%. Netflix at 5.11%. Oil is pumping higher than it was before earlier. Now it's at 2.31%. Gold 0.94%, silver at 1.98%, and the euro is pumping at 0.74%, British pound 0.82%, but the dollar yen is crashing. So BTC is pumping and it's broken this trend line that I was talking of earlier. So look at it in this case scenario. So what I would like to talk about. Yes, all the excitement is in because the Fed will be going on to a 2 month holiday, and people are saying that 18K was the bottom of the price of Bitcoin. What if this is a bull trap? I'm just using technical analysis because technical analysis, they're simply probabilities. So you're using probabilities. Look in here and like to this one is within the 1 hour time frame. We had a rally. Yes. What happened? We dropped from 24,238. These were the market makers or the whales they started to make their short from. They made their short from 24,203 as you are making your long position from the $24,000, saying that you are now going to 28K and 32K. You took that drop, tested the trend line, went again above on top of 23,800. You passed a little bit, got rejected, came back down, pumped a bit, came back down. Again, we pumped again almost at that trend line. What happened? We got rejected with that wick, got rejected the third time, came back down, sideways, came back down. The pattern never changes, guys. The pattern never changes. Same thing you're seeing over here. Pumped, 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 pumped. We are breaking this trend line. We've seen this large green vector candle. Then what happens? Gets rejected, down. Okay. This is what's simply happening. So you're thinking that now because of the Fed rates at 75 basis point, which we're all expecting and it's neutral, now Bitcoin is going to pump to $32,000 and $38,000. Remember, the same time that now you're talking of the Fed rate at 75 basis point is the same time that the market makers are simply going onto a short position. The price that you're seeing currently at 22,505 is where now the whales are now going onto a short position, or the market maker is simply going to a short position. We haven't heard that anything is going to get much better than it was before. So that means that all along we've been seeing bull traps all along. Look, we pumped from $20,000 to $24,000. That's a 10% increase. From $20,000 back to 23, that's a 5% increase. Now I've seen others from 20K to 22,500, that's another 10% increase. What changes from this to what's going to happen next? Are we going back to the price of 20,472? Or are we going to pump back up because I'm seeing this large green vector candle? Why should I trust this large vector candle pump? These are retailers that are in the market. They are doing, actually they are having that FOMO feeling. They have missed out a lot from the price of 20K. Now they are on to FOMO from 21,621 up to the price of 20,599. I won't be able to ride onto this kind of structure that it looks like. This is what everyone was waiting for before another bullish pattern. So most people have gotten onto Bitcoin just because of that FOMC meeting that it is currently. Now, what happens to Ethereum? Same thing. Same thing. dumped a bit from that trend line, passed up, pumped above 1502, formed a large green vector candle from 1500 to 1583. To date has pumped 9.17%. As you can see, pumped, retested it a bit, came back up. Now, this is a nice point where you like to ask yourself, should I go short or should I go long? Simple as that. Should I go short or should I go long? I'm not I'm not here to make the decisions on your behalf, but this is what I will tell you. First of all, let's look at this chart over here. This is the rejection that I'm looking at Ethereum. I'm looking at Ethereum on the rejection of $1,642. If it's able to hit the $1,642, I'm taking my short position in Ethereum from the price of 1,642 back down to the price of 1,502 to probably have a double retest. I'm looking at a good shot up to 1,642 just for a bit of some retest back down, and then I'll book my profits. Because hey, look, within the 1 hour time frame, we have seen that Ethereum has been overbought. Also, same to BTC. It's been overbought within the 1 hour time frame. So why should I start getting onto a form of going long from this position within the 1 hour time frame or the 4 hour time frame? I'm not interested. So what will I do? I'll simply go and short from Ethereum at 1,642, and on Bitcoin, I'll decide to go on a short on the price of 23,100 to even the price of 22,921. When the rest are greedy, I'll be fearful, and the rest are fearful, I'll be greedy. Technical analysis are probabilities. That's what you need to understand. They are probabilities. If I'm able to take the short from position from 22,962, and then you can have a retest back down to this level, 21,801, then I got onto a good position. Because the same time that people are getting onto that form of feeling, myself was getting that rejection and shorting the market. And that was the right time for myself to short the market at that time and never want greed. I think it's the best time for me to go opposite for what everyone is going for. This volume doesn't simply tell us that things are going much better, even on the smaller time frames. We've pumped well from the 50 exponential moving average, 100 exponential moving average, 200 exponential moving average. What's happening to oil? Oil is pumping higher, 2.35%, 2.36%. Let me go to the chart of oil. You can see where oil is retesting at. Oil dumped to 95.05. You can see it dumped first of all to 93, pumped up a bit, made people to think that you're going bullish up to $101, got rejected, came back to the price of 94.77, then again now started pumping back up to the price of 97.77 in the price in terms of dollars. Now oil is testing that 200 exponential moving average before it heads back up. But remember, there is also a sign of a double top over here. Here and here. So the highest that I'm looking at on oil is now at the price of 98 to $99 in price. After that, if we get a rejection over here, then I'm shorting back down maybe to the minimum of 96.38 before I now look for another upward movement on the market. But the rejection might happen at 98 or $99 in price. That's why you need to be careful with the price of oil. Back to BTC. Now, next up, what else are we expecting? Let's look at it within the 4 hour time frame. It hasn't yet been fully overbought within the 4 hour time frame. It's now a neutral level. So the highest price that I'm looking at since it's breaking this structure is now at the price of 20,962. If you're able to break it, I'm going to short from that point. That's the beautiful point that you should check out. And then from there, if you're able to move below all EMAs, Then we'll be testing the $20,472 in price. Look at the volume from before and now. The volume is quite low compared to what we were seeing before on the other previous pumps. Look at my previous video. I've been talking on the previous pumps that have been happening within the markets. We have not seen those major pumps compared to the previous pumps that we've seen in the market. So if you're not talking of a pump up to the breakage of 20,962, then the other point that I'll be looking at BTC is now at 24,260, and I'll take a nice short position of the price of $24,200 in price. That's a nice short position. I'll be looking at BTC on the price of $24,200 in price over here. We'll be expecting another fake pump, another fake double top, and then I'll start shorting the market and and I won't want to be an exit liquidity in the market, but rather invest onto a spot market. Now, the reason why I'm a bit bearish and I'm actually against this pump is because tomorrow we are going to have the GDP data that will be coming out. Okay, we're going to have the GDP data that is coming out. Apologies, I'm just a bit tired today, but I'll do a good session tomorrow. Just a bit tired, but I'll do a good session tomorrow on depth. But I'm just a bit tired because of the tea and all that and other work. So we are seeing a pump up to 22,962, but the GDP data that is coming out tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, might be negative. And that's why they said if the 2-quarter GDPs are negative, it doesn't mean that you're heading over to a recession. That's what they simply said. So what if the GDP is negative? What happens to the price? Will you have a rejection? Look at what is happening over here, what I've just talked about recently. It seems like we're getting a rejection over here within this large green vector candle. Look at it quite well. From the $21,495 in price to now the $22,725, we are getting a bit of some rejection. What is being planned over here? Are the market makers planning their short from this position? Probably for us to retest back to 21,942, or we're going to break down and test the $20,472 in price. That's the dollar question that I'll be waiting for tomorrow. That's what we've seen. Okay, that's what we've seen today, but what will happen tomorrow? Will tomorrow be negative or positive? GDP is coming out. That's the dollar question that you should be asking yourself. Yes, the Fed rates were neutral, but you don't know anything about the GDP. If the GDP is negative, I think we'll get a huge rejection, maybe at the $23,000 level, and then we'll be coming back down to that price. And what are the market makers doing? The market makers are forcing you to build a long position from 20,746, 21,154, 21,141, back to 20,600, and then to $23,000. At the same time, they are building their shorts from the 23K and they're still pumping you back to 24K, and then all of a sudden, whoop, drag down, testing immediately the 20K, losing a 10%. You're on a leverage of 5x, you've already lost 50%. You are providing liquidity to the market makers and to the whales that were building their short position. That's what their plans are to do. So don't believe on these mega pumps, on this neutral news that we are seeing. Nothing to be excited about. That's the best advice that I can give you. Get that to be excited about. Let's wait for the GDP, and that's when I'll be doing the next analysis with you guys to see what I'm expecting next in the market tomorrow or on Thursday. Remember, on Thursday is whenever we have that reversal pump or a reversal dump. Where will the market reverse up to? We normally have large volatility between Tuesdays, Wednesday, and Thursday, but by the end of Thursday, we normally have reversal. Then things start trickling down bit by bit, bit by bit. So let's see what will happen tomorrow. Let's see what will happen tomorrow. Let's wait for the GDP. The 75 basis point isn't any major news. Let's wait for the GDP outcome. That's when we can be able to make our decision on what next on the markets. That's what we need to price in at all. Ethereum. I don't want to talk much today. Ethereum building another long position within the 1 hour time frame. Look, another green engulfing candle is appearing from there. Now I'm looking at the top of $1,642 in price of Ethereum. Probably maybe to make a short. If I can be able to reach at the 1,642, then I'll take a short position from that and then book profits maybe back to the $1,502, or my target will be $1,502 if I'm able to take a short position from the price of $1,642 in price of Ethereum. That's what I'll be looking at. Nothing more, nothing less. That reduction will be beautiful for me to simply go on a short. As others are going long, I'm going on a short. DXY moving back down, negative 0.65%. That's beautiful for the market. Maybe because of the Fed rates, now it's decided to dump a bit. But normally, no, during the FOMC meeting, we normally see pumps, and then the rest of the time we start seeing dumps in the markets. Oil, it has dropped just a bit up to 2.26. It was actually at 2.3% to 2.4%. So tomorrow is when I'll be doing the major session to be seeing what's happening in the market. But I was just advising you guys with the current rate to please be careful with the GDP data that is coming out. This isn't any news to be happy about. But what I can tell you, within the 1 hour time frame, Ethereum has been overbought. Within the 4 hour time frame, almost neutral. Almost neutral. We broke this trend line over here. We broken over here. We broke it. Is this just a relief bounce before the next dump? We've just broken it and we're almost heading to the being overbought region. The question is, will we dump lower than this? Are we coming back down, retesting the lows again, back to the 30 or 25, and then pumping back up? Because I'm still seeing another continuation on the upside. 1,591.9. It's almost testing the 1,642. What's happening to BTC? BTC is pumping back more, $20,700. That's nice. This is nice. This pump is nice. Let's see the rejection at the 20,962. And then before I leave, we're going to look at the market makers. What have the market makers decided? Let's see where the liquidity is at. Let's see where the liquidity is at. Wow. Wow. There isn't any liquidity on the lower side, but there are liquidities on the upper side. So first, the liquidity I'm seeing on the upper side at 20,700. Okay. Another liquidity at 22,900. Okay. And then another one at $23,000 level. Okay. And then another one at $23,200 level. What's happening? Why are we seeing much liquidity from the market maker at the price of 22,800, 22,900, $23,000, and much liquidity at the $23,000, which is what 828 BTC. But I'm seeing it's reducing from 828 back to 738 BTC. No, 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 no. I am not believing this kind of pump in the market. Why are they removing those orders? You are just seeing 830 BTC at the order of $23,000. Now we are seeing it at 635. Why are they reducing those orders? Look at the price of 20,200. You're seeing 286 BTC. Why are these orders reducing on the upside? But rather, they have started building on the lower side, which is the price of $22,400. Then again, we are seeing large margin of the purchase. Okay, it's now from $18,000 back to $19,000 at 420 BTC. And then at 20K, we are seeing a 320 BTC, which isn't any problem. But why are we seeing much rejection at the $23,000 in price? Why are they bidding much higher compared to the lower point that we should be? That means before we are able to pass the $20,900, $23,000, and the $23,200, there must be huge volatility that needs to come to the market. And that's why I'm saying at the $22,900 is the price that I'm expecting, first of all, the rejection to be, and then the next rejection to be at the $23,000 in price. That's where the next rejection I'm expecting it to be. So 20,900 is the price that I'm seeing the first rejection. So I'm going to write that down over here. First rejection over here. That's the first rejection. And then the second rejection is now at, let me see where that liquidity is at. The liquidity is at $23,000 to 23,200. So the next one that I'll be seeing over here is now at 20. Let's just, it's just the same with the first rejection. $23,000 is the rejection that I'm looking at. Okay, so those are the rejection points that I'm looking at on the shorter time frame of BTC. 23K to the 23,200. If you're able to break that much liquidity at the 23,200 to the $23,000 level in price, then we are coming to trickle down quite fast. Just for a bit of some retest, we need a bit of some rest because of the large volatility that has come up to the market. We need a bit of some rest. Then you start trickling down slowly by slowly. So let's see what happens after that bit of a trickle down. So the next retest that I'm looking at, if you're about to retest just within maybe 2 hours or 4 hours, is at the price retest of 22,171 is the retest price that I think we might look at on BTC. 20,171 as a retest. If we arrive at 23K, I'm looking at a retest up to 22,185 to 22,200. With Ethereum, I'm looking also at the retest. If you're able to pump to 1,642, I'm looking at the retest of 1,500, or let me say at the retest up to 1520 or 1,520 in price of Ethereum. That's why I'm looking at the retest within the 1 hour time frame or the 2 hour time frame. That's it. Those are the points that you need to look at. But tomorrow I'm doing a very important session and a large session because of the GDP. The GDP is the factor here, but not anything to do with the Fed rates, because the Fed rates are going to have a 2 month holiday. That's why people are excited. The pump saying that the 18K is the bottom. Myself, I don't think so, but I think we're going to retest those zones again, where we'll be having the double top on the weekly time frame and probably on the monthly time frame. So that's it, guys. I'm hoping you enjoyed the session. I'll do another one, a better one tomorrow. It will be much better. Just a bit tired, but hard to do this session with you guys so that you won't miss the content and you're not confused on why the market is pumping currently. So, what I'd like to say, please remember to like, share, and subscribe the channel, and also you can turn on the notification whenever I go live. So, cheers and have a blessed week and blessed day. I'll see you guys tomorrow, I think between 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. So cheers and stay well. So bye bye.